Tainan Dalpra is known for suffocating his opponents with non-stop pressure, giving them almost no room to breathe, let alone counter. But in the middleweight finals of this year's Brazilian Nationals tournament, Dorsey didn't just survive that pressure, he flipped it. In a match where Tainan still came away with the win, Dorsey managed to do what very few have done: put Tainan Dalpra in real trouble, and repeatedly. Before meeting in the middleweight finals, Tainan Dalpra and Dorsey both came in on an absolute tear, running through each side of their bracket. Throughout the day, Tainan relied mostly on his relentless guard passing, hunting straight for the submission like here in his first match, where he jumps on the reverse triangle as his opponent attempts to invert, and in his next two matches looking to get the submission by first making his way to the back before finishing with a cross collar choke. Somehow, outdid Tainan's performance, with his first two matches lasting only a combined 52 seconds, blitzing right through the guards of his opponents and finishing both by jumping on the armbar. His third match of the day wasn't very different, explosively jumping around the De La Riva before spinning around to the back and then hitting the Ezekiel choke in under 3.5 minutes. So coming into the final match of the day, both Tainan and were red hot, but even so, I don't think many people had winning the match. I mean, it wasn't even 6 months ago in their first and only match that Tainan had put it on sweeping, taking his back, and then submitting him in a very one-sided dominant performance. But this next match would go very different, and we got a glimpse early on off of Tainan's guard pull to start the match, which responded by countering with aggressive guard passing. Still, less than 30 seconds in, Tainan got right to his staple single X guard, but countered with a beautiful sneaky armbar threat and wasted no time, using it to continue to bring the pressure. And it's this initial sequence here that would pretty much set the tone for the entire match. For it was all about picking his spots of attack, usually coming off entry attempts or guard pulls from Tainan, and from there, keeping up an insane level of pace and pressure. Although did an incredible job at this, Tainan would eventually score later on with a slick reap sweep, and then once more from 50-50 guard, coming up off of Elijah's toe hold attempt. Ironically, the match would end just as it had begun, with Elijah countering the guard pull and on the submission hunt, attacking Tainan's arm nearly up till the very end. The score may have been 4-0, but that clearly didn't tell the story of this match, and I think that's evident from not only the crowd's reaction, but Tainan's as well. First off, all props to Tainan for showing the level of resilience to not only continually withstand the pace and pressure from Elijah, but to still find a way to win. With that being said, I think there's a lot to learn from Elijah in this match. It's not often that we see Tainan on the defense. He's just so technically sound and aggressive that he leaves little to no room for his opponents to do anything. And yet, Elijah repeatedly found spaces and opportunities, creating offense from defense. And this is what stood out to me most: Elijah's ability to counterattack through the combination of timing and athleticism. Now, just to clarify, I don't want to take away anything from Dorsey's skill by boiling it down to being athletic, because although he's extremely quick, agile, and mobile, that was just a part of what contributed to his success in his match against Tainan. Athleticism alone doesn't get you far against someone like Tainan Dalpra, but now, if you can use that athleticism to support a ridiculous level of timing through anticipation, awareness, and positioning, basically knowing when and how to apply your athleticism, then that's when you can present real trouble like we saw Elijah do in this match. The first area we can dive deeper into this idea is by looking at how Elijah countered Tainan's guard pulls. While we've seen flashes of Tainan's evolution in the takedown department, it's no secret that whether it be to start the match or off a standing reset, Tainan loves to initiate with strong grips to set up a strong guard pull. And this is where anticipation repeatedly played a big role for Elijah. He knew what to expect, and so he was ready for it. When looking at Tainan's first guard pull, Elijah times it well, quickly abandoning the sleeve grip in order to shuck Tainan's leg by as he attempts to jump around the guard. Tainan does a good job at blocking Elijah's leg, and so Elijah tries to do a hip switch pass in hopes of continuing to make his way around. The second time Tainan pulls guard, Elijah goes right for the knee cut, stuffing the leg and then chains into the X pass. And in the third and final time toward the end of the match, we saw Elijah's best guard pull counter attempt, cutting through Tainan's legs with an absolutely insane flying knee cut before slipping in his other knee, nearly ending up in mount. Then there were Elijah's counters to Tainan's X guard entry attempts. Here, Tainan is looking to enter single X with the shin on shin lapel variation. Elijah responds by posting and driving his weight toward the shin on shin to prevent the entry, and then counterattacks with a super smooth knee pummel, weaving his knee through and then flaring it out to knock off Tainan's framing leg. Less than a minute later, Tainan goes for another shin on shin single X entry, but this time with collar triceps grips. Elijah has the awareness to switch his grip to the framing leg, and as Tainan begins to pull him overhead, Elijah explosively kicks his leg back to undo the shin on shin as he backs his hips away just enough to clear and shuck Tainan's leg off his hip. See, Elijah didn't just do an amazing job at denying Tainan's guard pulls and entries, he used them as opportunities to create offense. And that's where he excelled, not just with the initial counterattack, but with the follow-up, chaining together pass after pass or attack after attack. Ultimately, in all of these instances, his timing led to him being able to put the pressure on, and as a result, dictate the pace of the match. Picking up off of one of Elijah's guard pull counters, he doesn't just stop after the X pass. Instead, he stays aggressive, repeatedly pressuring in with powerful knee cuts. As Tainan works to retain his guard with knee shields, Elijah begins to circle around the guard, backing his hips away while looking to clear the legs and then close the distance. And here, off of one of Elijah's single X entry counters, after that silky smooth knee weave through Tainan's guard, Tainan's able to get his frames back in play, but Elijah continues to set the pace by bringing on the pressure, transitioning to the knee cut, followed up by the weave pass. Then there was also Elijah following his initial counterattack with a combination of submission attempts, like we saw toward the end of the match. After Tainan defends the near mount by trapping Elijah's leg and working into deep half, Elijah appears to threaten the wrist lock before transitioning to the Kimura. While Tainan looks to get on top by bridging through, Elijah whips his legs around, locking his legs up and attacking with the Kimura/armbar. What made this match so fascinating wasn't just that Elijah gave Tainan a real fight, it's how he did it. By combining sharp timing with explosive athleticism, Elijah flipped the script on the best in the game, counterattacking at every turn, followed up with a relentless pace. While Tainan still managed to secure the win, Elijah definitely made a statement, and although he unfortunately won't be in Tainan's division at this upcoming IBJJF Worlds, I'm looking forward to his performance. But that's definitely a rematch we would all have loved to see. Can we get a round robin tournament with Elijah, Mayram, Tainan, and Mika? This has to happen. Let me know who do you pick. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video, and if you'd like to support the channel while at the same time getting some more BJJ study in, then don't forget to use my referral link in the description and comment section to head on over to bjjfanatics.com. Peace.